A man stumbled upon a captain's uniform by chance. He liked how it looked, so he put it on. But the moment he stepped out of the woods, he ran into a retreating Soviet squad. The soldiers immediately approached him, saluted, and began reporting their situation. Ivan had no choice but to keep up the act. He struggled to stay calm as he returned their salute. Then the soldiers asked him what they should do next. This sudden question caught Ivan completely off guard. All he could manage was to tell them, in his best commanding voice, to engage in guerrilla warfare with the Germans in the forest while looking for an opportunity to reconnect with the main force. Ivan's passionate response rekindled the fighting spirit in these demoralized soldiers. But Ivan was a fraud. If discovered, he'd be executed. Yet now, there was no turning back. Soon they spotted a German squad on the road, repairing their motorcycles. The soldiers immediately turned to Ivan for orders. He reluctantly commanded them to attack. Leading the soldiers, they quietly approached the Germans. After quickly assigning combat roles, he raised his pistol and fired at the Germans. The soldiers then charged forward. The Germans were caught completely off guard. Their heavy machine gun was seized by one of the hefty Soviet soldiers, and the Germans were forced to retreat into the woods. Ivan, experiencing his first taste of battle, was pumped with adrenaline and immediately led his men in pursuit. But as they entered the forest, a sudden gunshot rang out. Terrified, Ivan hit the dirt, covering his head. They returned to the battlefield to gather supplies, but the gunfire had attracted a large German force. A hail of bullets came their way, and the Soviet soldiers suffered heavy casualties in seconds. Ivan panicked and fled into the woods with German soldiers hot on his heels. He ran through the forest for what felt like forever before finally shaking them off. After the battle, only 4 men remained in the Soviet squad. Ivan blamed himself. His incompetent leadership as a fake captain had led to this disaster. After wrestling with his conscience for a long time, he finally confessed to the hefty soldier that he was an imposter. But the soldier said he'd known all along that Ivan wasn't a real captain. These beaten down soldiers with no morale needed a commander to lead them, so they hadn't exposed him. Having witnessed the brutal reality of war, Ivan no longer wanted to pretend to be a captain. Under the cover of darkness, he slipped away and returned to his village.